Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could be with me here today. So I've been contemplating or dreaming of what I would like to have for my next workbench. The one I would absolutely love having is the one that Frank Klaus designed, and I believe Rob Cosman's is a lot like it. It's sort of the Nordic bench, um, where you have the vice sticks out further, but you have no guide bars. So you can do your dovetailing and you can drop a big piece of wood in there if you need to do tenons, etc., etc. I would love that, but at my point, it would be it would be a white elephant in the workshop. So I'm looking to be a little more frugal, or as some say, cheap. I like the Nicholson style workbench where it's all 2x material. However, I probably would not buy construction grade 2x material. I would probably see if I could find kiln dried furniture grade material that is in the price point of construction material. Um, I like keeping things local, domestic. I don't like adding transport costs. I mean, Southern Yellow Pine, if I could get clear, I mean clear, quarter sawn, nominal, 2-inch thick, not inch and a half, nominal, full 2-inch thick, or 2 1/8. Southern Yellow Pine, that would be a durable workbench. Um, I'm going to stop by a timber frame workshop near here and see if they can get heavy timbers like larch or southern yellow pine that is kiln dried. Usually they like to work in greenwood though. I have a hardwood dealer here. I know I can get 2-inch thick basswood, poplar, red oak, white oak, hard maple, soft maple, walnut, cherry. What else would be local? Possibly sycamore, but I doubt it. I know a guy. In fact, I know a guy who does quarter sawn sycamore up to like 2 foot wide. But, but he's up in the price of rosewood. I mean, it's gorgeous stuff. I mean, you can get up to 4 inches thick and the grain is straight up and down in there. They came from huge 5 and 6 and 7 foot logs. Let me know what you think. If I'm going to do a workbench build, should I go cheap and dirty? Just go to the big box store and get some 2x12s and rip out the centers and get as close to quarter sawn material as I can. And just build a Nicholson style with a very simple vise. Excuse me. But then there's the Rouveau style. And then I do have I may end up using this. Out in the big workshop, I have a piece of beech that started out as 4 inches thick, and I think it's a little over 3 inches thick. That was supposed to be a workbench, a planing bench. That's been out there 10 years. I also have some 3-inch spruce. I need to take a closer look at that. One piece I know is clear, but it's not extremely wide. Might be okay for a planing bench. And then if I do a Paul Sellers style bench, I use the spruce for my work area, and then I add on a tool well with just whatever wood I have or I can get locally. I have piles of pine out there and just use the white pine. So, that brings up something, and I'm probably going to do a real short video about it, but I'll mention it here. With the trestles, note to self, in the future, when building shop tools or shop aids, if the item is going to get moved around, choose a slightly harder wood. This stuff dents very easy. So would white pine. Yellow pine wouldn't dent quite as bad. Tulip poplar, basswood would dent. A soft maple or sycamore wouldn't dent as bad. But the harder you go on your wood, the more difficult it is to make your said item. But there are times you would want white oak. I mean, I have white oak up there that's 3/4 of an inch thick, 5 inches wide, clear end to end, would have made great trestles. Good and hard. Harder to work. So there's that. So that's about it for this one. Like, subscribe, and share. Hey, go head out to your workshop, and may you have a blessed day. Walter out.